Hey, you guys, this is Christina with leadsandleverage.com. I'm coming at you today with episode 36 of The Ribbit Show. And welcome. Thanks for joining me. If you are watching this in replay, I know a lot of you guys end up watching this in replay. Would you do me a favor? Would you comment below and let me know that you're here? Let me know where you're popping in from. Where in the world are you guys? And when are you, just let me know where you're at, that you're joining me here on live stream on The Ribbit Show. So that's my first thing. I'm trying to get myself set up so I can answer your questions and see your questions and all this stuff on here. So 36. Okay, so here's the thing, couple things. If you're watching this in replay, go ahead and comment below. And then also, if you'll click like on this, that way, I'm hoping that by clicking like that you'll start getting notifications of when I do future live streams so that you know when the live streams are happening. I know a lot of you guys have been telling me that you're not being notified of the live streams. And so I know there's a live subscribe option at the end of the live stream you can click on, which helps. But I'm hoping that some more interaction with the live stream will help you also. And we're going to talk about, this is a topic that people like either have an automatic answer or don't know. I thought it was kind of an automatic answer, but it's not. And the question was, what are your thoughts on neighborhood ads in their printed newsletters? Should I be running neighborhood ads in their printed newsletter? So, and there's actually more to this question that I want to share with you and talk with you about, but there's quite a bit on it, and we're going to talk about this today. So let me know that you're here. Comment below. Tell me where you're popping in from. Introduce yourself, especially if I have never met you. So what I use this for, to get to know you guys and get to know kind of what your needs are and how I can help you. And then, let's think of a question of the day. I didn't think about this, but let's think of a question of the day today that you can answer. So if you have a question of the day idea, go ahead and hit me with it. Otherwise, let me see. Oh, I know. Here's my question for you. Do you prefer to use a whiteboard or Post-its? So the question of the day today is, are you a whiteboard person or are you a Post-it? So are you, do you use Post-its or do you use whiteboards? And mine's up on the wall. And actually my answer for me would be both, but I'm a much heavier Post-it person. So let's get into this just a little bit. As you're popping in, just let me know that you're here, where you're coming in from. And the question of the day, are you a whiteboard person or are you a Post-it person? So here's the question. I got this from an agent. It's a really good one because there's a lot of confusion around what we should be doing, what we shouldn't be doing. And there's some fear from some of us on, doing the wrong thing or spending the wrong money. So what are your thoughts on neighborhood ads in their printed newsletter? So she's asking, should I be running ads in a printed newsletter that goes out to the neighborhood? I'm in Florida and seniors seem to be paper driven. So when I got this question, this was a few weeks ago, I got this question, told her I wanted to do it in a live stream, started doing a little bit of research. So that was the first thing we're going to go over first, 3 pieces to answer the question, should I run it? Okay, should I run in print advertising? We're going to answer. I have 3 answers for you, 3 things to analyze. And then I have something that we really need to think about when we have assumptions about things. It's really good information and it really relates to this topic. So first of all, when you're going through and you're thinking, what are your thoughts on neighborhood ads in their printed newsletter? Should I run them? The first thing is you really need to analyze your why. Okay, why are you considering this? Why are you considering running an ad in a neighborhood newspaper? Why do you think it would be effective? Why do you feel like you need to run it? And then this is both positive and negative, you guys. Why do you feel like you need to run it? I want you to address all of the vague thoughts that you have. And then if you have some more specific thoughts, address those as well. So you need to question your why. The second thing that you need to do is, what's your goal? When you're running an ad, a print ad in a neighborhood newsletter or newspaper, what is your goal? And oftentimes, this is what I always hear as the goal. Oh, I want exposure. And people see it, so I want exposure, or so many people see it, so I want exposure. You need a better goal than exposure. If you, now here's something, here's a good reason here's a reason that you could use that would pretty much push all the other ones aside, all the other answers aside. Excuse me. You guys, just a minute. Sorry about this. If, for example, you're in a neighborhood and maybe you live in that neighborhood and you like to do things in that neighborhood and you like to support that neighborhood, running an ad in the neighborhood newsletter would be part of being part of that community and supporting that newsletter. If you're doing it for that reason, that's fine. Don't attach an exposure or name branding or anything else to it for that reason. It's okay to do it for that reason, but you need to know your goal. What do you want to get out of it? And oftentimes we're like, well, I hope somebody will call me. I hope so. I'll be able to get a transaction out of it or an appointment or whatever. And we do it for this mythological idea of exposure. It's not a great idea to do it. And I've talked a lot about exposure and how you have to use it to make it work for you. And so it's not just a real great idea to just do this one off and do that for that reason. The third thing you have to figure out, so the first one, you have your why. Why are you doing it? Do you feel pressured into doing it? Are you doing it to support the community? Are you doing it because you live there? Are you doing it because you don't know what else to do? The second reason is your goal. What do you want to get out of it? Why are you doing it? Not exposure, but are you doing it because you want to get closings out of it? Okay. Then your third piece is your metric. If you're going to run this ad in this print newsletter, what metrics are you going to use? Metrics are you going to use to determine if it was successful or not? What metrics are in place? Guys, don't use if they say that, oh, it's going to reach 20,000 people, that is not a metric that you use. That's who they reach. And they're using that to make you think that, oh my goodness, 20,000 people are going to see my ad. That's not true. That's just how many people get the newspaper thrown in their driveway or mailed to them. That's it. So number three, what is your metric? How are you going to know if this ad was a success or not? So you need to know your why. Why are you doing it? Is there a purpose behind that why? Or are you just doing it because you don't know what else to do? 2, you need to know your goal. What is your end goal by running this ad? And 3, you need to know your metric. If you know your goal, what metric are you going to look at? Is it number of phone calls? Are you driving people to a web page? Is it traffic? What is it? What's that metric? So you need to have all 3 of those before you're just randomly running ads. And like I said, if you're doing something like, for example, we really like to support the nonprofit arts communities, or arts organizations in our community. And we have a business, as you guys know, we have a business that is not local at all. Our business is worldwide and we don't target locally. So most business owners who help and donate to these nonprofits, they do the ads and the things on behalf of their businesses. And so, Chuck and I have been thinking about, well, why would we do this? Why would we put something in print? What would it work for? And we decided that for us, that our entire why for it would be simply to give to the organization. We have no business goal out of it. We have no metric that we're going to use. We simply want to give to the organization. So what we're going to do is we're going to donate to the organization and give the gift of that space to another organization. Does that make sense? So we don't have metrics in that case, but if you're running it for your business to get something out of it, then you need to know your why, your goal, and the metric that you're going to measure. We're not going to have a goal or a metric, just that we're going to give money to one organization and we're going to gift the space to another organization. You can do that. That's different. That's a totally different thing. So just remember your why, your goal, and your metric. You need all of those, okay? The next thing I really want to address, the second piece to this whole question that was asked to me, what are your thoughts on neighborhood ads in their printed newsletter? I'm in Florida and seniors seem to be paper driven. So here's what I did. I have heard We know everybody moves to Florida. People retire, move to Florida. We know that. I lived in Florida in the winter. During a 5-month period, we were traveling full time in our RV and we traveled all around Florida. Yeah, we ran into a lot of seniors, but there were travelers. And I thought, I know what my assumptions are, but I wonder what the demographics actually say. So in a matter of just a few minutes, I actually went in to the Census Bureau demographics and found out that now you have to find out about this based on where you live in Florida, but throughout the entire state of Florida, seniors, you guys, are less than 1/5 of the entire population of Florida. So, hi Haley. So when you're thinking about your assumptions, I want to get into the assumptions. In this case, seniors are less than 20% of the population. I think it was like 14% when I looked at it right now today. So that's like 1 out of 6 people. So just first of all, the assumption of the demographic was a little bit off. And then 2, that seniors are paper driven. Well, yes and no. They're very, very active on Facebook, and you can get I didn't even go beyond this. You can get the data on that as well. But here's the thing. Seniors might like paper, but they're on Facebook. So what you do is you leverage Facebook to give them the things they want in their hands. So that's how you would do it. So I wouldn't necessarily run an ad in their neighborhood newspaper. Maybe, maybe not. I'd have to really look at the situation and where I'm at. And look at those 3 things, your why, your goal, your metric. Look at those 3 variables and stuff on there. I wouldn't necessarily just jump in and do it, but I wouldn't necessarily poo-poo it either. But I'd check my demographics and I would simultaneously run Facebook ads to the people in that area that are getting that paper newsletter. So coordinate your ad with Facebook and run it to the same people in the same area. Make it here, get my download, or here, I will mail you this thing, whatever it is you're going to do. So coordinate it and leverage it. So really know that. So really what I wanted to do was really address the whole, like we would get always, because we had a lot of listings in golf course communities, and we would always get asked, do you want to put an ad in the tee card, the thing that they hand out? I don't play golf, sorry. The thing that they hand out at the golf places where you can keep track of your scores. They always have advertisements, supporters and sponsors and things like that. We would always get asked that because we had so many listings, and it would always run across our minds. Well, maybe no. For us, it was no. But your why. Are you doing it because maybe you don't know why, or you're feeling pressured, or you don't know what else to do, and then your goal, number 2 is what is your goal? What's the outcome that you want? Don't go for exposure. Don't get this idea in our minds. Our industry is famous. The world is famous for this idea that exposure actually means something, guys. We can't create enough exposure for it to give us an effect in our local business that way without inordinate amount of time and an inordinate amount of money. So go for the call to action. Go for the direct response. You want inbound. You want people coming into you. If you're trying to go for exposure, you've got to really, really, really set up a plan. You can't do random stuff, because what's happening when you go for exposure in this way, you've got to layer everything just right, and you've got to keep doing it. You can't stop at all. So you want to be aware of that when you're setting up that plan, or you kind of have that idea about that. So, and always question your assumptions. This whole that I'm in Florida and seniors seem to be paper driven. Well, seniors might be paper driven, but they're on social media. And not only that, Florida is like only 14% of the population is over 65. So that's really no different than a lot of other states, a little higher, but not that much higher. So don't make assumptions on your marketing activities. You need the data. You have to have data so that you can really know, yes, I should do this. No, I shouldn't. And guys, asking people is not data. That's anecdotal. That's like, what's your preference? You need to find the actual data. That's kind of a big one. Hi, you guys are here. Just comment and let me know that you guys are here, where you're popping in from. I've got Denver in the house, and I know there's several other people in the house, but I don't know where you guys are from because it's not telling me. So, or you're not telling me. So we kind of went over this, should I be running ads in printed newsletters in neighborhoods. And I don't want to say no. That's not a blanket no, because every area is different. Every reason is different, and every purpose behind things. Like I shared with you why we're running printed ads in playbills for our local arts organizations, but we're not actually running the ads. We're donating the space to another. Like, so we buy in one organization's ad or organization's playbill, and we let the other organization advertise there. And then we buy in the other organization and let this organization advertise there. So that's what we're doing, because we want to give to the community and give to these organizations that we like to support. But that's a totally different reason than business and trying to bring in leads. So don't think exposure. That's my big thing. Don't do print advertising because you think exposure is going to do something for you. It's not. Your money is much better spent another way. In fact, you're actually going to get an ROI on your money doing a different kind of advertising, doing it a different way, doing it for a different purpose. So just be aware of that. So I went over the 3 things you need to analyze before you do anything, not just print advertising, but the 3 things. And then I also addressed assumptions. You need to come from a place of data, not assumptions. Data, not anecdotal. Data, not opinion. Okay, so you need to be aware of that. Hey, Dancy from Phoenix. Haley from Denver. So just remember, you need to come from data and stats, not anecdotes, opinions, thoughts, and especially like the biggest sin, if you will, that we as agents tend to do. We tend to go in these Facebook groups that are for real estate agents, and then we ask them, well, should I do this? What's your opinion on this? Like they haven't, hello, they're not our consumer. And they don't know that you're talking to. It's like going, it's like trying to think of a good analogy, but it's like going to a room of elementary schoolers and asking them how to do high school math. Really, that's what it is. And I'm not saying they're dumb by any means, but they're all kind of in the same boat and haven't learned it. So if you're going to do any marketing or anything like that, don't go to other agents who don't know what they're doing either. Go to the sources that know what they're doing and how to do it. Get out there. You want direct response inbound marketing. That's what you want. That's what you're focusing on. Utility by Jay Baer or any of those aspects and of those thoughts. That's where you want to go. Don't ask your colleagues. They don't know what they're talking about. Sorry. They don't. So you guys, I got up. I'm off my, off my soapbox. I don't know what's going on with my voice. Sorry about that. I just don't think I drank enough water. So we talked about printed newsletters, and really the process that I just gave you, the 3-step process, plus the question your assumptions process. So I guess it's a 4-step process. Then it applies to everything. So let me know you're here. Let me know you're in the comments. Let me know. I suppose I should watch the computer to see if anybody else has commented. Any other questions, you guys? This is going to be another short one, but I really wanted to have you guys to have those 3 or 4 things to help you, to guide you, so you have a purpose behind what you're doing. I think one of the biggest travesties in real estate is that we're told to do certain things, and it's really easy for other people to tell us what to do because it's not their time and it's not their money that's being spent. It's ours. So we're told to do these things, and we're never really told how to measure them. We're never really told what results we really should expect. Like around here in our area, there's some data that we can just pretty much know. And we know that for about every 12th showing on a property, we're going to get an offer. That's a statistical data point. We know it. So we know this. So when you know that and you're encouraging your seller or discouraging the seller, and they've gotten 2 showings in the first week and it's a seller's market, you need to lower your price or you need to do something or whatever that is. But if they've gotten 10 or 11 showings in the first week or 2 and you're like, let's hold, you should be getting an offer soon. We know this. So it's we know these data points. So that's what I really want you guys to pull on, is know the data behind what you're doing, and don't sit around or stand around or whatever listening to other people in our industry, other colleagues and stuff tell us what to do. We need to have a plan. We need to understand what we're doing, and we need to know the outcome. You can follow, I talked about this yesterday or the day before, follow a model that works. Not a model that's telling you what they think should work or maybe what's worked for a couple of people. Follow a model that works for businesses as a whole. That's a difference. So anyway, there you go. Any other questions, you guys, before I sign off for today? I'll give you a minute. See Nancy and Haley. Thanks for joining me, you guys. I'm thinking 3 o'clock in the afternoon Pacific time may not be a super active time for people to hop on with me. I think we all like it right around the 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock hour in the morning. I need to change that for today, but I will change that in the future. Any other questions, you guys? Thoughts, concerns, opinions, input, anything? And are you a whiteboard person or a Post-it person? That was just a crazy, it's my zany off the wall question of the day. Do you like whiteboards or Post-its better? Now, for me, if you can see my calendar behind there, I'm a Post-it using whiteboard person. So that's me. I use Post-its on my boards to lay out my stuff, to move it around. I love it. I love it. So if there are no more questions, and it could be a live stream issue, I don't know. Thanks, Nancy. A live stream issue, whatever it is, I'm getting stuff late. Let me know your questions. I'll come back and replay and watch this. And then you can join me tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about, this one's kind of a big one, you guys. Tomorrow we are going to be talking about the one thing you are doing that is killing your email marketing. And I have got some insight for you. It's a biggie. It's a biggie. We're going to go into that. We're going to get into that. So for today, I'm going to wrap it up. It looks like we're having some connection issues. Have a fabulous afternoon, and I will see you guys tomorrow.